This is going to be a review of the Whammy DT pitch shifting and drop tune pedal. This is an ease of life upgrade from hell. No, but seriously, this is awesome. Alright, so this right here is the basics of the Whammy DT. Like I said before, this is an awesome little ease of life upgrade here. As you can see, it's got your normal whammy settings right here, where you're using the whammy pedal to do different things, the harmonies, the straight up whammy effects, up and down 2 octaves. And this here's how you turn it on. You hit the whammy button, and this light right here will turn on. Hit the whammy button, and the light will turn off. Right? So on, and then the pedal works. Off, and the pedal does nothing. Over here, the momentary switch is also one of the switches that they got, and that's just kind of a weird kind of thing. I'm not really sure of the practical use for it, but what it does is when you have this turned on, these lights will light up wherever you're set up at. Like if you're down 3, that's down a step and a half. These are in half step increments up to an octave, and then it also has octave wet and dry, and so it'll have your natural guitar signal plus the octave up or down with your dry signal. It's pretty cool. But the momentary switch, if you have the drop tune pedal engaged and say you're down 5 half steps, right, and you hit the momentary switch, it will take the drop tune off, and you go back to whatever your guitar is tuned, as long as your foot holds down the momentary switch. When you let back off, it re-engages. If you don't have the drop tune switch engaged, it's the exact opposite. Wherever you have it set, if you have it set at 5 half steps down, and you don't have it on, and you're playing how your guitar is tuned, and you step in the momentary switch, it'll take your guitar 5 half steps down until you step off of your guitar, and then it will go back. It's a pretty neat little deal, and I never really used the momentary switch much. Not really sure exactly the application in which it would be used, but the main thing about this right here is obviously the drop tune. And the fact that you can go up an octave or down an octave, and that is awesome. In my experience, the pedal is a little bit noisy, right? You're talking ADDA, so analog to digital, and then from digital to analog. So there's a little bit of hiss to this pedal right here. It'll introduce a little bit of noise, but it's not too bad. It's definitely worth the trade-off for being able to, say if you had a Floyd Rose, be able to do anything in drop D with this pedal. Or basically the way I used it was initially I had a drop D guitar and a standard tune guitar, both at a half step. And so if I needed to go up to standard or standard drop D, I would go up the half step. And then if I needed to go down the 1 half step would take me to D or drop C sharp. Or, excuse me, drop C. Right? And then all the way down. Drop C, drop B flat, drop A. And it works pretty good. It's pretty slick. And so there was a little bit of muddiness going on. The more you use the pedal, the farther you drop it. It seemed to me anyhow that it would get muddy if you're really taking it down, 5 halves, 2.5 steps, taking a standard tune guitar to B, making a 6 string a 7 string, and basically and it sounds accurate, but it sounds kind of muddy. I tried my best to not use it more than dropping it beyond 3, if at all possible. And then you get, to me, it sounded like you got a cleaner representation of the tunings that you were doing, and it didn't alter your tone, so drastically that it was something you didn't like. But it is a very versatile tool. I highly recommend it for people who are playing in clubs like I was. It made my life so much easier. The other thing to consider about this is the fact that it takes 1300 milliamps or 1.3 amps for a power supply. This thing draws a lot of power, a lot of pedal boards. The power bricks don't have the power requirements to power this. It takes a lot of power. And all these things can be used independently at the same time, so you can drop or raise your guitar with the drop tune effect and use the whammy effect at the same time. It's a lifesaver not having to bring a bunch of guitars. If you got a bunch of, it just opens up so much more music, and it's awesome. This has been out for a while, and so if you're considering the purchase, it is well worth it. If you have a Floyd Rose guitar, this is unbelievably valuable. I also have a tremolo in my guitar, and so I could change one guitar from standard to drop D, and then with this pedal right here, I could take standard drop D anywhere I wanted. And so even with a Floyd Rose guitar, I could do any tuning, standard or drop D, anywhere up or down, and just needed one guitar. And so it's very cost effective also, because you don't gotta buy 3 guitars. You can get this right here for $300 new, $2 to $2.25 used. This made my live career so much easier, just having to bring one guitar. And like I said, it saved a lot of money, because you don't have to go get 2-3 guitars. $300 for a pedal is way cheaper than going and get, and then you can go and get one really nice guitar with all the bells and whistles that you want, and you're set, and it's awesome. So like I said, this is just a quick Whammy DT review, because I don't know how many of them are out there really, but this thing for me, like, really was awesome. I was super happy about this. This made it possible to do a lot of songs that I wouldn't have been able to do without this. And yeah, it is well worth the $300. So there you go. And until next time.